Hello and welcome to This Week in Gaming, a lighthearted look at all the latest happenings in the industry. Telltale Games has told its last tale. The company is shutting down after what it called insurmountable challenges and bad sales. Famous for their critically acclaimed adaptation of The Walking Dead, the studio is now a shambling husk of its former self. They will keep a skeleton crew on board to finish Minecraft Story Mode, whatever that is, for Netflix, but everything else is canceled. So The Wolf Among Us, Stranger Things game, Walking Dead final season, all canceled. It is game over. Now, I don't want to stir the pot. Actually, that's not true. I do want to stir the pot because that's what I'm about to do right now. Kevin Bruner, the ex-CEO, wrote a very sad, self-congratulatory little post on his blog about his accomplishments at Telltale and the tragedy of it all, and it was sappy and sweet, and that would have been fine. But this guy sued Telltale 3 months ago, and according to Telltale, the suit was meritless and petty revenge, and a means to punish a company already under financial strain. Bruner alleged that the company did not give him informational support when he was trying to sell his stock. You know, think of that info what you will. I am not a lawyer. What I do know is that The Verge interviewed some Telltale employees back in March about the toxic culture in Telltale under his leadership. One said, quote, "Everything was always on fire. Telltale employees would compare his gaze to the Eye of Sauron from Lord of the Rings. Quote, the Eye of Sauron looks at you and that beam of light just blows everything up and makes it a hellscape and you don't believe in a thing you're building anymore." He left the company, but it's still closed, obviously. So I guess even after Sauron's defeated, Mordor's a pretty bad place to work. Kevin said in his blog post that during the hard times, he and his staff would stick together and forge ahead, but maybe he should have been forging orcs to work for him instead of people. By the way, if your boss is at all like Sauron, that might be a telltale sign to quit. Final Fantasy XIV's patch 4.4 released Tuesday. There is a new trial, new raids, and new quests, but best of all, new music. That trial centers around Suzaku, a phoenix lady whose special ability is turning you into a weeb. If you weren't one already, of course. I've already posted a comedy guide for the dungeon The Burn. That's the resting place of a giant slug that somebody sprinkled salt on. Well, they were sprinkling the salt and the cap fell off. So it got everywhere. 4.4 includes a buttload of content, and in one case, I mean that literally. Sony is releasing its PlayStation Classic later this year for $100, and just looking at it reminds me of my childhood. Playing games with my friends at their house because I didn't have a PlayStation. I guess this console is for people like me, but if the Nintendo NES is any guide, I'll have a pretty hard time getting one. And I guess that's the real retro experience. For me, anyway. Let's lighten things up a little bit here with my favorite article of the week. It is a PC Gamer article about gamer goo. Okay. I don't know if this is supposed to be funny or if I am just very immature, but gamer goo is a sticky substance that improves your grip on your joystick. The writer, Andy Chalk, tried it out and said, "Getting the goo on my hands was an unexpected emotional roller coaster." Like, I'm just gonna be cracking up through this entire, this is too funny to me. Okay, I can't laugh too hard. Okay, also, quote, "After a few seconds of rubbing, it grew very sticky, like a thick puddle of spilled orange juice." But does it work? Okay, all joking aside, this is supposed to be a hand lotion for gamers that makes it so you, when your palms get sweaty and gross, your controller doesn't slip out of your hands. Okay, that's what it's for. That's what it's for. Does it work? He said it does. He said it holds up well under pressure. And it's good if you have a slippery grip or want to avoid the embarrassment of passing a wet one to your buddies. These are direct quotes. They come in orange, cinnamon, or peppermint flavors. Not flavors. You should not swallow this substance. I meant scents, and they're supposed to be energizing. So you can, quote, "go till dawn." We won't tell your coworkers. This is too much. This is too much. I had way too much fun with this. We need to move on with our lives. The Battlefield 5 beta is over, and while I'll reserve judgment on this game till launch, because it is beta and I have a lot of judgment, Angry Joe showed us some quirks of the language filter.
Been wanting to try this. Ready? White man.
Objective data has been lost.
Dell, that shit is legit.
What is?
Asian man.
Fortify your position. Prepare to defend the sector.
What's
brown
legit?
man.
Oh.
White man.
Oh my god, I'm looking at chat.
Yep, apparently the phrase white man is profanity. So is the word Nazi, that's also censored, which is weird in a game about fighting Nazis. You know, I remember a time when pretty much everyone agreed that it was okay to call out Nazis and make fun of Nazis, especially ones in a video game. But what do I know? I'm not a white... Oh, I can't say that. I meant I'm not a game dev. Several journalists were flown out to Rockstar Studios this week to play Red Dead Redemption 2 and bring us all the cutting-edge information about it, such as from IGN, horses poop dynamically. Now, I know that's a little vague, but we can feed the horses in this game. So maybe feeding your horse hay will produce soft, round poops, and feeding it ghost peppers will turn its rear into a chemical assault weapon. But no more info on that has been leaked. Thankfully. If you eat too much, you get fat. If you don't shave, you will grow a beard. If you don't bathe, you'll get smelly. And considering you already have a fedora, if you're not careful, you can go from the Sundance Kid to Nothing Personnel Kid real fast. I imagine that over countless hours, as Arthur gets lean and fit, most of us will get fat and hairy. Shrinking horse testicles. That's right. When your horse gets cold, its balls will shrink. And I realize this will be my first time seeing this phenomenon take place. In my mind, it's like deflating a balloon. But I have no idea. Never seen balls shrink, but that will soon change thanks to Rockstar. So before I wrap up here today, I want to make an announcement. There will be a disruption in content next week as I'm going to be traveling to the CD Projekt Red studio to play Thronebreaker. That's the upcoming single-player story mode for Gwent. I'm very excited. It's supposed to be very different from other card game solo modes, and I'll have more information next week, hopefully with some gameplay. I'm very excited, not just for the channel, but also because I love Gwent, even though I'm kind of a noob and I have the strategic brain of a walnut. I'll also be attending the 10-year GOG.com anniversary party, so if you have any questions regarding Gwent, or maybe something more broadly CD Projekt Red that you would like me to ask next week, please let me know in the comment section before this upcoming Monday, preferably sooner. I'll be soaking up all the info I can get my claws on like a thirsty Ekimara. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider supporting the channel on Patreon or on Twitch. You can also support the channel for free by clicking that subscribe button or by sharing this video with your friends. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye!